Howdy everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing this very glowy, showy, and a little bit hoey makeup routine. But all jokes aside, this is kind of like a Your Skin But Better. It's kind of like a very glam but also very simple makeup look, just emphasizing the stuff that you have and making it look really pretty. I am feeling myself, I am feeling the self-love, and if you're not, well, that's what we gonna do today. So saddle up, get your products out, get your little drink. I got my two right here. Yes, I'm extra, I have 2 drinks, and let's get started. Alright. Okay, so zoomed you guys in a little bit. I'm going to try this technique where I put a small amount of translucent setting powder underneath my eyes and nose area, just to see if that helps with the moving around of the foundation, see if it helps keep it in place. So I'm actually using my little Marge's mix. I got this from Harouche. She's so funny. I love watching her channel. But I mixed a banana powder, the RCMA translucent powder, and then my Patrick's powder, which is like a peachy powder, all supposed to be translucent, but I mixed them all together in this little mix, and that's what I'm going to use today. So I'm just going to and use whatever in the cap, like the smallest amount, like there is barely anything in here, and I'm just going to tap it, and then tap it underneath my face. Right here. Because I've heard of people doing this, but I'm never quite sure if it worked, so we're gonna try today. And then just a little right here. Kind of like in my T-zone mouth area, like where I normally set with powder. Okay, so now I'm going to take my favorite little Morphe brush, my E8, with this MAC Full Coverage Foundation. I'm in the shade NW20. And I'm just picking up a little bit on my brush like this, and I'm just going to start working this into the skin, just like pressing and buffing. I almost like this a little bit better because it's closer to my skin tone, where when I use a concealer that's a little bit lighter, it's like really white, like way down here. So it's kind of nice to go in with something like this that's going to be similar to a concealer in coverage, but closer to my skin tone, which I mean, you could do that with any concealer. It's just the concealers I have are a little more brightening. See, already this is starting to look like really good, just like a clean canvas. That's what we want. We just want all this redness to get the hell out of here. Yeah, that's looking really nice. I'm just putting on a really light layer, like I'm just stamping it in, and like I'm not even picking up that much because this is very thick foundation, very full coverage, a little bit on the oily side, so I just want something that's gonna be light. Just gonna cover up some of the redness down here. Oh my gosh, look how good this looks. Damn, we could just stop here. I'm gonna look in my mirror really quick just to make sure what I'm seeing is what Joe's seeing. Okay, so I took a little mixture of the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, my L'Oreal Fresh Wear, and my Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I always get them confused. Yes, Backlight Priming Filter. I already used the First Light Priming Filter when I put my concealer on, so a little bit before that I put it on so that it had time to like sink into the skin a little bit. I'm just kind of mixing this all together, and I'm just going to put the excess all over my face. I'm just going to take this Morphe brush, pick up a little bit of product, stamp off the excess on the lower half of my hand. Woo! I forgot how intensely fragranced the L'Oreal Fresh Wear is. It's not a bad smell, I just forget because a lot of the foundations, like the Maybelline Fit Me, you guys know I use that all the time. That one doesn't have any fragrance, the CoverGirl doesn't have any fragrance, my Hourglass one doesn't have any fragrance. So when I smelled it, I'm just like, hey, okay. but it's not bad, and I'm not like sensitive to fragrance, like I don't care. It's just shocking, like, you know, I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot. And you know what I've noticed about doing concealer first is that I'm using a lot less foundation. Like I did like the smallest little pumps of foundation, and I just feel like I'm using less foundation. And then when I use less foundation, I feel like I can use less powder. And then I just find that my makeup's not looking so cakey throughout the day. It doesn't feel so heavy. It doesn't feel, if I like move, it's gonna start to crack, you know? It feels so good. So I'm just like wiping off the excess foundation off of my hand. There's not that much left, but I'm just wiping it off with my damp sponge. Then I'm gonna spray my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. And then I'm just going to like dab all of that. Just kind of making sure the foundation is nice and blended. Just making sure everything is tight and right and locked in with the setting spray. Gosh, skin looks so good. Thank you, skincare. Mirror check. That looks good. I'm not even trying to brag. That's just good makeup. Alright, before we powder, I'm going to bronze with my favorite bronzer. Just picking it up with that same foundation brush and just bronzing where I normally bronze. I'm moving back and forth, but I'm like lightly stippling at the same time because it like looks so natural. Like it's not as flat as this side. Has a little bit of warmth there, but it's not crazy. And I just kind of bring it up slightly up here. So I just bring it up about like halfway, like where my eye would hit. And then I drag it straight across into the hairline. I will give you guys a little tip though. I would suggest doing all your cream products like I just did, doing this, and then powdering, because I find that this kind of breaks up the makeup a little bit when you do it over powder. Like if you do your concealer and your base and then you powder, you spray, and then you go on with this, it is going to be a little weird. So I would do like all your cream stuff first, set this with a powder bronzer if you want, and then set the rest of your face with powder. I'm going to take a little bit on the edge like this and just kind of do the sides of my nose kind of haphazardly. I don't necessarily need like contour on the nose or anything, but I like to add some warmth in the center of my face. So that's why I do a nose contour, but it's not like can't breathe. It's just nice and soft and warm and giving some life, you know, because I always feel like the edges look so snatched and like warm and good and dimensional, and then the middle is just like, I'm here, hi. Okay, so I am going to pick up a little bit of my Hoola bronzer right here. I'm just tapping in here twice, tapping off the excess. So I tap first and then I lightly swirl. That way, you're not going in and swirling and disturbing anything. You're kind of like setting it down. And I'm doing this all with a super light hand. Like, see how far back I'm holding the brush? And then I'm swirling like super lightly, like I'm trying to barely touch the skin. Then I'm going to go back to that little Marge's mix, and I'm just going to work out of the cap again. There's barely any product in here. Take that same Wave Goss brush and take about that much product, and I'm just going to set underneath the eye area. Then, on a bigger, fluffier brush, I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury powder and just do the rest of the face. Just pick up about that much and just... And you can even use this to kind of sweep away some of the powder under the eye in case it got a little too heavy. I tried to use the least amount of powder, but You never know. Sometimes it gets clumpy. So I'm kind of setting the face, also kind of buffing, veiling, whatever you want to call it, making everything a little bit more light and diffused. And again, we mirror check. Now I'm going to spray with another layer of setting mist. So while I'm kind of letting all of this set on my face, I'm going to go off camera, do the brows, and then I'm going to come back. Oh, wow, hello. How did you get such perfect brows? I have no idea. Anyway, we are back. I'm going to use my MAC Painterly paint pot with my same little do everything Morphe Eat Bait brush, and I'm just going to tap that onto my lid, just kind of buffing and blending very lightly, just creating a really nice base for the eye. Boom. I love how freaking easy this is. Like, look at that. Primed and ready to go in like 2.5 seconds. 1, 2.5. Basically done. Bum blended out a little more. But just showing you that this stuff is so nice and lightweight. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm getting spoiled with how like lightweight products are that are coming onto the market. So we're going to keep it really simple today, and I'm just going to use my Pretty Cool palette. I'm going to pick up this first shade, which is Topless, on a fluffy brush, and I am going to use my little mirror for this. Perfect for that. And I'm just going to lightly start to buff this into the crease. You know what else is really good too? I have been using my Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick as a transition, and it works as like a base too for the eyeshadow. And it's so pretty, and I don't know what it is, but it blends out like a freaking dream. It could have been the brush that I was using too. The Wayne Goss brushes, you guys. Oh my god. You know, you don't really appreciate a nice brush. Like, I was like, yeah, it feels really nice in the hand. It looks very well made. The bristles are really nice and soft. But like the way that it actually pushes around the product, no words, none. It is so nice, and it blends out the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer so well. Oh my gosh. Now I'm going to go in with the shade called, I'm sorry, Let's Chill, just the second shade in the palette, and just deepen up the outer corner basically. So I'm going to start about like right here, not completely in the outer corner, like a little bit above the outer corner, because I do like the shadow winged out like a little bit, but not a lot, because my eyes are already very almond shaped, so I don't like them like too far out, and then I'm like, you can't even see my eyes. Those struggles. Then I'm just going to dip back and forth between Topless and Let's Chill and just do a little on the outer lower lash line. So I concentrate a lot of it mainly on the outer part, and then I will take whatever is residual and just sweep back and forth all over the whole lash line. So again, just tapping back and forth in between them, tapping off the excess. Wash, rinse, and repeat, right? Then I'm going to take some of my Essence Gel Liner in Cocoa Bean. It's a black one. I'm just going to warm it up on the back of my hand. And then go in my waterline. I learned this tip the other day, that if you take a lighter and you light your kohl on fire, or your lip liner or whatever on fire, or you, not light on fire. Let me rewind. If you like light it, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let it set for 5 seconds, and then you can go on, and it's like perfect. It like brings it back to life. Now I'm going to do some lashes. I haven't done lashes in forever. I'm going to use the KoKo lashes in the style Angelic. That's why I wanted to keep the eye simple today, because I wanted to be able to let the lashes really shine today. So that's what we are doing. And we are just going to let this get tacky for a second, and then I will put them on. Alright, my glue is tacky for this one, so we can go ahead and put it on. Pro tip, do not have excess glue on your fingers, because when you go to push them in, they are going to come up. Ooh. These are cute. Okay, now I'm gonna do the other one, but I'm gonna do it off camera so we can just save some time here. Alright, we back. We lashed up. Alright, so I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Great Lash, the OG, the queen. We love her. Now I will finish off the rest of the face. I'm actually going to use the two blushes from the Ghost palette from Hourglass. So I'm going to do like the darker one first. Oh my gosh, this one is so pretty. And I kind of put it a little far back. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the lighter one just right over top, just to diffuse it a little bit, because we spent all that time canceling out the redness just to put a very like berry pink blush on. Then I'm going to clean off the blending brush I'm using and just tap into both of these back and forth very lightly, and just kind of do like over here on the edges of the eyeshadow. So like there's barely any product on here. Then I will take this big fluffy brush that we used for the airbrush powder and just swirl back and forth between all three of these and just buff. Add a little bit of a glowy powder to the look. This is such a great trick for people with oily skin, because it's going to give you that luminous look in certain areas that you want without it being greasy. And I always do this. I always use a luminous powder to bring the face back to life, but I'm still kind of setting it at the same time. But you don't know that. Just think it's dewy skin, dewy. And then we are gonna spray for the third time. Then I'm going to take tiny little lip liner in the shade Nude Truffle. I'm just buffing this liner with my finger a little bit. Now I'm going to take Nude Lust, my favorite lipstick, and I'm just going to dab it on. I'm not going to wipe and swipe. And then we're going to use, I just got this. This is the Essence Shine, Shine, Shine Wet Look Lip Gloss in the shade Behind the Scenes. I love this doe foot applicator. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm just going to put it a little bit in the center. Okay, I lied. I'm gonna put it all over. And this, my friends, is the final look. What do you guys think? It's really simple, but it's really pretty. Ooh. And do you love this lip gloss? Oh my gosh, that was $2. $2. Well, I hope you guys liked this very simple makeup look. I like stuff like this. It's very glam, but very kind of like your face, but better, you know? Like, I think the most va-va-voom thing is maybe the lip gloss and the blush, but everything else is very, very simple, and I really like that. It looks really pretty. I am feeling myself. Anywho, thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out with me today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.